Science is political. Vox has an article from a center-left group that is already trying to seed the ground that progressives don't turn out voters and their policies are viewed as too liberal. Zoran winning is critical to undermine this tired centrist line. Here's the thing is that I think that's the case with Mamdani. I think that's the case with Plattner. The reason why you're seeing these type of reactions by conservative Democrats is because they are more afraid of the precedent than the actual material implications. Bill Ackman is afraid of the precedent. He's not afraid of what it's going to cost him to be in New York City. Bill Ackman is going to enjoy New York City exactly the same under any administration because he has so much money that he lives literally above the streets. I haven't told this story in a long time, but we had a longtime supporter of this program. And during the 2008 Democratic primary, she had gone to some fundraiser, like a theater group in New York City. And she ended up sitting next to Robert Rubin. And it was during the 2008 primary. And he came in, aside from also saying that, like, John Edwards can't win because he's a populist, which, should have been a little bit telling. John Edwards didn't have other problems at that time, but he ultimately did. But the story she told about Bob Rubin was fascinating because he came in and he was immediately complaining about the traffic in New York City on the way there. And he told her, because they were sitting next to each other, he said that he called the mayor's office, maybe spoke to the deputy mayor complaining about the traffic. And she said, "Where were you?" And he goes, I don't know. Like, he's driving through New York City streets and it has no, and let's be clear, New York City is not complicated to know where you are.
It's a grid.
It's a grid. But also, if you're stuck in traffic enough that you call the mayor. And this is the thing, is that guys like Bill Ackman, they don't go through customs when they fly. They don't go through security when they fly. They don't, their entire experience of moving through the world is completely different than 99.9% of the population. So he doesn't, at the end of the day, what happens in New York City doesn't mean diddly to him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's spending 180 days in Florida just to establish that he doesn't have New York City residence so that he can avoid New York City taxes. So they don't care. What they care about is the precedent. And it is the case that the rest of the country is not New York City, but there is no doubt in my mind that part of the enthusiasm for Plattner is a function of the success of Mamdani in New York City.
Indeed.
Because you start to sort of broaden your perspective as to what is possible. And, what happens in Maine is not the same as what's going to happen in Alabama, but it's a lot closer to Alabama than New York City is.
They just leave the sleeves on their flannels.
Exactly. And so if Plattner wins in Maine, if he defeats Janet Mills and he defeats Susan Collins, now, what's the argument as to why we should have Amy McGrath run in Kentucky? Was that what her name was? Some centrist.
Yeah, the pilot or whatever.
Yeah, but it wasn't so much that she was a pilot. It was that she was also, I think, a finance person.
Right.
What's the argument why we shouldn't have a finance person running in in Iowa? And it becomes a lot harder to make that argument. It's the precedent that they're afraid of.
Do you ever collect trading cards, Sam?
I did, in fact, Matt. Trading cards that are probably, if I still had, would be collector's items. I actually do have. I have a Yaz, and I still have a bunch of my baseball cards. I got to find those.
So this is
I'm
the
going to pay off my...
president of the Upper Deck Company, a major.
Okay, Upper Deck did not exist when I was a kid, but okay.
Or your tops or something.
Tops. Yeah.
Okay. John Masser, and he had this about the economy. Everything speculative is up right now. The stock market, Bitcoin, trading cards, and it's pricing some collectors out. Here's what the data shows. 50% of consumer spending in the U.S. is coming from 10% of the population.
And I would also add to this, 20% is coming from, 80% of the spending is coming from 20% of the population.
Rich people are carrying the market, not just in cards, but across every category. Concert tickets, $1,000 for nosebleeds. Luxury goods selling faster than ever. High-end collectibles moving at record prices. When boxes of trading cards cost $1,000 or more, you're not buying for fun anymore. You're speculating. You're betting that what you buy today will be worth significantly more tomorrow. And that works until it doesn't. Sports cards have always had speculation built in. You a collector rookie, you know that. But what's happening now is different in scale, and when markets become this speculative, they become fragile. I'm not saying the sky is falling. I'm saying we need to be honest about what's happening. This isn't sustainable growth driven by collectors who love the hobby. This is wealth concentration driving up prices that most people can't participate in. And if that money suddenly moves elsewhere to bet on something else, we will all feel it.
Okay, so I should sell those cards.
Sell now.
Sounds like it's a good time to cash in. Is that the lesson?
Literally is, I think.
Oh, Kentucky leftist. I didn't realize this. Is Amy McGrath running again? I just unsubscribed from McGrath's latest round of campaign text. Same tired old centrist bullshit.
Meanwhile, Graham Klattner saying everyone should have coverage like I got through being a vet on healthcare. Yeah,
I mean, bangs in face. Time to sell gold? I have no idea. Does Sam have any Magic the Gathering cards he'd be willing to? Speculation is big here, too. I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, she's running again for Senate.
She is?
Yep. According
Who
to
was the guy in the state house who was, I thought, a really good candidate last time?
Was that the hood to the holler guy?
Maybe. Charles, I can't remember. Crusty Gnome, should Bashir run for Kentucky Senate when his term is up? Oh, Charles Booker, that's what it was.
Yep,
Yeah, Nassau County. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.